Hey, what's up, you guys? Bloody Jacob here to bring you my review of this week's episode of Van Helsing on Syfy, which was episode 8 of season 2 called Big Mama. And I want to apologize for the lateness of this review. I know I feel like I said it every week already. But I've been behind on a lot of stuff lately. There's still a show or two I got to catch up on. Along with the stuff I watch in my free time too, when I'm not trying to catch up on weekly stuff. Work's just been, been a bit much lately. I'm actually going to be moving into a full-time position within the next couple of weeks. So it's going to get tighter and tighter for, my video schedule. I don't really have a schedule. I just do it when I can, as soon as I can. But I'm still very much going to try and, review each episode of Van Helsing as soon as I can, but it just might not always be that on time. But I'm always going to make sure to get to it each week, because Van Helsing is definitely still one of those priority shows for me, for sure. So this week's episode is a little bit different, and for one big reason, Vanessa. We seen her captured at the end of last week by some kind of force. They're trained, but as Axel says, they're not just like a military group. And so this leaves them to, sort of figure out where the helicopter flew, and, best they can do is just, go in that direction and see what they find. And it was kind of funny, Scarlett and Axel argue over which direction the helicopter flew in. Axel thinks north, but then Scarlett, sort of went up to him, saying, she saw him pass out, and then it turned around and went south. So that was kind of funny. And then there's some weird, I don't know if I want to say weird tension, but there's some surprising sort of tension between Axel and Scarlett, I feel like, in this episode, which is weird because they've thrown a lot of stuff into the into the Vanessa and Axel wagon, it seems, but then they have Scarlett and Axel sort of getting a little bit flirty in this one too. So I don't know. I think it kind of works either way, but it's almost like Scarlett and Axel's personalities are meshing a little bit more. Maybe, I don't know. For me, I would be fine if they just brought back Susan for Vanessa, or even Vanessa and Julius almost makes more sense. I don't know, again. But I just hope they don't make it like a love triangle type of thing, I love the Vampire Diaries. I got a poster of it over there. But it doesn't need to be the Vampire Diaries. Don't do that. Don't make Axel Elena, okay? Don't make Jonathan Scarf Elena. But so the rest of the episode is pretty good. I did miss Vanessa. But the show definitely has enough entertaining characters at this point to go an episode once in a while without her, but don't make a habit of it, because Vanessa's awesome. And this week's episode, you could also argue, is sort of, I don't want to say filler, but it was like it gave us a chance to take a breath, but not really, because we run into a group of seemingly nice people, sheriff's department, held up in a pretty, stable building and everything. Of course, nothing's, that good in an apocalypse. So, of course, they turn out to be cannibals, but not just cannibals, they actually, smoke and, roast and cook vampires, so that's a little different. Unfortunately, Julius had already eaten some of the jerky before they found that out, so... I almost thought Axel was a little bit too trusting to, give his guns over and stuff like that, but, he did have their personality sort of nailed down. He just didn't know that they were cannibals right away. They seemed pretty hospitable right up until then, just a little bit, sort of full of themselves, a little bit airheaded, perhaps, I don't know. And I did like this episode sort of feels like a two-parter as well with how it ends, and I really like the mood at the end of the episode where the guys, they go down, they decide to... walk right into the Sisterhood's trap, one of them just standing alone out there. I like the mood at night. There's going to be some kind of assault on the building here, I know, and going into next week, I think that should be pretty cool. Maybe my favorite part of the episode, though, wasn't that. Might have been Alex Benevik's or Julius's fight with Big Mama herself, which was just so intense. It definitely was one of those moments that came off a little bit lighter, almost kind of funny and comedic. With Julius wrestling around with her, then her trying to knock him off with the frying pan or whatever. Just these light taps once in a while is kind of funny. I like that quite a bit. But Julius, he ends up, stabbing her in the chest eventually, and that's how they that's how you get on the bad side of them. So there's that. And I do like that main Sisterhood character they keep showing. I know the leader was killed by Dimitri, or by Scab, a couple weeks ago. But they keep showing this figure, which bow down to Dimitri and Scab and everything. And I just think she looks really cool. She looks pretty intense. So I hope she's a little reoccurring villain for a while. Anyway, I don't know if maybe she'll die in the next episode, but I don't know. He also had of course, Vincent Gale, or should I say, Flesh, as well as Lucky, looking for Muhammad. But I actually come across Dimitri and Scab and the others. Flesh is still afraid they're just going to come across Sam, feasting on Muhammad or something, but, it's not going to be quite that simple either way. But I don't think Sam's just going to have Muhammad killed either. He likes him too much in his way. So yeah, surprised Dimitri didn't spot them already, but I'm sure that'll probably happen next week, or they'll try to make some kind of break with the humans they have traveling with them. Probably try to get them free somehow. But yeah, this was a pretty good episode. I enjoyed it. If I'd rate this episode, I'd rate it about an 8.8 out of 10. Not like one of the best of the season for me, but still. Although it wasn't like a main story Vanessa episode, like some of the others lately, it still definitely was, entertaining to watch, and I knew we had to see more cannibal type stuff at some point, so I didn't mind that. Not that I can relate, but still cool. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode too. Watch Van Helsing, man. We're coming up towards the end of the season here. We got episode 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 5 more left, and we need those ratings to go up. It definitely deserves it. So many shows go on for seasons past this, and they're not nearly as interesting to watch as Van Helsing is. So please, tweet about it. Do videos on it. Make GIFs, make fan art, something, because we need to get a 3rd season of Van Helsing. So yeah, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, like, subscribe, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace. Oh, still here? You don't want to be.